ॐ अनन्तसंसार समुद्रतार नौकायिताभ्यां गुरुभक्तिदाभ्यां वैराग्यसाम्राज्यद पूजनाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां श्रीविद्या शिववामभागनिलया ह्रीङ्कार मन्त्रोज्ज्वला श्रीचक्राङ्कित बिन्दुमध्यवसती श्रीमत्सभा नायिका श्रीमत्षण्मुखविघ्नराजजननी श्रीमज्जगन्मोहिनी मीनाक्षीं प्रणतोऽस्मि सन्ततमहं कारुण्यवारानिधिं सिन्धूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौलिस्फुरा तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीं आपीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्याम् अलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रती सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् पराम् अंबिकाम्। बोलो जगन माता की जय। जगन मातृ के पाहि माम पाहि माम पाहि माम। First and foremost, I offer my most humble prostrations unto the lotus feet of my Master, whose divine inspiration is working through this instrument to expound on Lalita Sahasranam. Then I offer my pure love to my Master, who is verily the Divine Mother herself. So as we saw in the past satsangs, Hayagriva Rishi is narrating Lalitopakhyan. We covered a little bit of the Lalitopakhyan as an avatarika and how Lalita Sahasranam came about. How from the Divine Mother's luminous body, rays of light emerged, took the form of Vagdevis, and those Vagdevis, upon seeking permission from the Divine Mother, chanted Lalita Sahasranam, the 1000 names of the Divine Mother, for the welfare of the entire creation. And then we did the Dhyan shlokas of Lalita Sahasranam, which is Sindhurarun Vigraham and Arunam Karunam Tarangitakshim and Shri Vidyam Shri Shivam Bhaganilayam. And then we were describing the meanings of each of the name as the Divine Mother emerges within the Chidagni Kund, within the fire pit of knowledge, which is ignited by the Master. When the Divine Mother appears, her entire description is from the top to bottom. First is her face, which is the Vagbhavakut. Then is her middle portion, which is the Kamarajakut. And the third is the Shaktikut, which is from the waist down, which is the Shaktikut. So her description continues like that. Vagbhavakut is the entire description of her face, which is where Champaka Ashok Punnag Saugandhika Lasatkacha Kuruvinda Manishreni Kanat Koti Ramandita, all the way to Anakalita Sadrishya Chibukashri Virajita. So, yesterday we completed until Karpura Vitika Moda Samakarshat Digantara. That mother is chewing pan, and the fragrance of that is spreading to this entire creation equally. And that fragrance is unearthly. It can create ecstasy, divine ecstasy. Karpura Vitika Moda Samakarshat Digantara. Nija Sallapa Madhurya Vinirbhartsita Kachapi. This is again one single name. Should not be split up in between. Kachapi is the name of the Veena of Mother Saraswati. And the Veena of Mother Saraswati is supposed to create music that is considered as the most madhurya. There is no comparison to that, the sweetness of that music which comes from Kachapi. But here, mother's voice, Nija Sallapa Madhurya Vinirbhartsita Kachapi, mother's voice has been compared first to the Kachapi. And then the Vagdevis say that when the Divine Mother speaks, even Kachapi, which is the Veena of Mother Saraswati, feels shy. That how can I compete with such a beautiful voice, and closes itself up. Nija Sallapa Madhurya Vinirbhartsita Kachapi. It is said in Saundarya Lahari that the mother only likes to hear Shiva Kirti. She likes it when Mother Saraswati, that's her favorite pastime, to sit and listen to the glories of Lord Shiva. And that's what Mother Saraswati constantly plays on her Kachapi, and she sings. And when Mother Saraswati is singing the glories of Lord Shiva, hearing those glories, the Divine Mother says, Sadhu, Sadhu. But the sweetness of her voice when she says Sadhu, Sadhu, the Madhurya, cannot be compared to the sound of the Kachapi. Even hearing the words of the Divine Mother, Mother Saraswati packs up her Kachapi because the Kachapi gets ashamed. Nija Sallapa Madhurya Vinirbhartsita Kachapi. When the Divine Mother speaks, her voice is so sweet that the greatest of the sound that one can compare also is put to shame by her voice, by the sweetness of her voice. Nija Sallapa Madhurya Vinirbhartsita Kachapi. Mandasmita Prabhapura Majjat Kamesha Manasa. Prabha is Abha, or the light, Pura is flood. Majjat is completely immersed. When the Divine Mother smiles, when Ma smiles, her smile is like a flood, and in that flood, someone's heart is getting immersed. And who is that someone? Kamesha Manasa. Kameshwar, which is Lord Shiva's heart, is completely taken off. The flood of this Prabha that emerges from Mother's smile completely drowns कामेश's heart and is taken away. जैसे कहते हैं बाढ़ आ जाती है, तो माँ की हंसी की बाढ़ ऐसी आती है कि कामेश्वर का हृदय उसमें बह जाता है. मंद स्मित प्रभापूर मज्जत कामेश मानसा अनाकलित सादृश्य चिबुक श्री विराजिता. And then is the description of Mother's chin. Mother's chin cannot be compared to anything. Anakalita, it is not comparable. You cannot compare it to anything earthly to say, okay, you're looking at this. Her chin is 1,000 times better than that. It cannot be compared. It is so beautiful. It cannot be compared. Anakalita sadrushya chibuka shri virajita. Such is the glory of her chin. But Adiguru Shankaracharya in Saundarya Lahari says, although Vagdevi said, Mother, that your chin cannot be compared to anything, I'm not sure why they said that, because when I look at you, your face is like that of a mirror. And your chin is like the handle of that hand mirror. Two people get to hold that handle and look at you. One is Himavat Raja, who is your father, looks at you with Vatsalya Bhav. And the second one is your own husband, Lord Shiva, who holds your chin and looks at you with prem ras, with love. Anakalita sadrishya chibuka shri virajita. And then Kamesha baddha mangalya sutra shobhita kandhara. She is wearing a Mangal Sutra, which is tied by Kamesh. If you see along the entire Lalita Sahasranam, constantly Lord Shiva is brought into picture. It is to remind ourselves that to never worship the Divine Mother by herself. She is Shri, which means she is in the ashray of her source, which is Lord Shiva, Paramatma. And she is the ashray Shakti of the entire creation. She is our refuge. She is our ashray. But she is under the ashray of the Deepak from which she emerges. It's like a Deepak and its Kanti. The Kanti exists because the Deepak exists. And the Deepak's inherent nature is Kanti. They are one and the same. To constantly remind us that Lord Shiva, Parmeshwar and Parmeshwari are nothing but one and the same. They constantly bring Kamesh into picture. Kamesha baddha mangalya sutra shobhita kandhara. Kanakangada keyura kamaniya bhujanvita. Kanaka angada keyura kamaniya bhujanvita. She is wearing a beautiful garland which sits on her shoulder. It rests from her shoulders and goes to the bottom. Kanaka angada keyura kamaniya bhujanvita. And her bhuja, her arms are so kamaniya. And on those beautiful arms and the beautiful shoulder, angada. Kanaka angada keyura kamaniya bhujanvita. Keyur is the shoulders. Kanakangad is, she is not only adorned with gold ornaments on her shoulders and her arms, there is also a beautiful flower garland that she wears on her shoulders. Kanakangada keyura kamaniya bhujanvita. Ratna graiveya chintaka lola mukta phalanvita. Griva is her neck. Ratna graiveya, She is wearing many necklaces around her neck that are studded with ratna, like Chintak, Lola, and Mukta. These are the three types of ratna that she is wearing in her neck, with many necklaces of varying lengths. This also means that when a sadhak does chintan, and ratna is self-luminous. Ratna, wherever ratna is mentioned, it's really mantra tejas, or the luminosity associated with a mantra. The luminous figure or the luminous form of the Divine Mother associated with the mantra is ratna. When a sadhak, griva is the sthan where the mantra happens. When a sadhak continuously keeps chanting and he becomes lola, he becomes completely immersed in that mantra chanting, along with chintan, not just like chanting like a parrot, but along with chintan, then to such a sadhak she gives mukta phal, mukti as a fruit. Ratna graiveya chinta kalola mukta phalanvita. Kameshwara prema ratna mani pratipanastani. And here, Kameshwara prema ratna, Kameshwar as in Lord Shiva again. Kameshwara prema ratna mani pratipanastani. Her two breasts are nothing but Kameshwar's love multiplied times 2. She has doubled up Kameshwar's love for her entire creation. A jyoti, a deepak, the inherent nature of the deepak is to give out the light. Similarly, Paramatma's or Parameshwar's inherent nature is love, and he cannot keep that love to himself. That love always flows, and that love flowing is the Divine Mother. Her two breasts are Kameshwar's Prem Ratna that she has so lovingly made two. So Kameshwar, who is one, becomes two to express his love. So Kameshwar splits up into Kameshwar and Kameshwari, becomes Kameshwar and Kameshwari to express love and to become the creation out of his love. So one becomes two for love. Advait becomes Dvait. Advait is oneness. Oneness becomes two just for love. So all the dualities that we see around us are nothing but her two breasts. And both are love, nothing but Kameshwar's love. Whether it is heat or cold, whether it is man, apman, labh, nasht. All pairs of opposites are nothing but her breasts. And her breasts are nothing but Kameshwar's love. Kameshwara Prema Ratna Mani Pratipanastani. Pratipan is twice, doubling up. Nabhya Lavala Romali Lata Phala Kuchadvayi. Again reminding that we are meditating upon the Vishwa Vigraha of the Divine Mother. Not just the Stri Murti, not just a female deity, but the Vishwa Vigraha of the Divine Mother. The entire creation as her body. And her waist is the space. The space that we see around us, that's her waist. And the space, the antariksh, as in outside of earth, the space, that space is the nabhisthal or the belly button. The belly button is the entire space. If the waist is the space that we see around us, then the space that is outside of earth, that is her belly button. It almost seems like from the belly button, two creepers have risen up, and two fruits have come on those two creepers, and those two fruits are her two breasts. One is the sun, one is the moon. During the daytime, as the sun, she feeds all the plant kingdom for us to have some food. At night, she feeds the entire medicinal plants. So if we eat too much, we have medicines to take care. So with her two breasts, she is feeding the entire creation, because one is the Surya Mandal, the other is the Chandra Mandal. One is the suns and the other one is the moon. So Nabhya Lavala Romali Lata Phala Kucha Dvayi. Kucha is the Vakshasthal. Dvayi is two. Lata is the creeper. Phal is the fruit. Nabhya Lavala. The Nabhi Sthan is so deep. It's never ending. Because we are not talking about a female body. We are talking about the Vishwa Vigraha of the Divine Mother. And that Antariksh is her Nabhi Sthan. From that Nabhi, as if two fruits have emerged from two creepers, such are her breasts, the Surya and the Chandrama. Lakshya Roma Latadharata Samunneya Madhyama. Madhyama is her waist. Her waist is, it can hold Lakshya Roma. Lakshya is Anant, infinite amount of, it can hold infinite Rome. Rome signifying every aspect of the creation. Planets, galaxies, solar systems. Every aspect of the creation is a Rome. Each aspect of the creation is a Rome. And her waist can hold the entire creation. Lakshya Roma Latadharata Samunneya Madhyama. Yet you cannot hold the space. It is almost like as if she has a waist or not. It is such a small waist, because that waist is the space. If you walk into a room, you will start noticing everything in the room except for the space. Because space is the most subtle aspect there. And because space is present, everything else in the room is present. So such is her waist. Lakshya Roma Latadharata Samunneya Madhyama. Stanabhara Dalan Madhya Patta Bandha Valitraya. Stanabhara. And because of the weight of her breasts, the waist belt that she is wearing, and above the waist belt, her belly has 3 folds. So one became 2 to express love. Kameshwar became Kameshwar and Kameshwari. And then Kameshwari becomes 3. Stanabharadalan Madhya Pattabandha Valitraya. Just above the Pattabandh, there are 3 lines that are created. And those 3 lines are the 3 states. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, 3 modes of material nature, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And all the 3s that we can think of. Everything that is 3 are those 3 lines. Stanabharadalan Madhya Pattabandha Valitraya Aruna Aruna Kausambha Vastra Bhaswat Kati Tati. So Stanabharadalan Madhya Pattabandha Valitraya. This is where Kamarajkut ends, because she is made up of 15 mantras. Her luminous body is made up of 15 Bijakshar. 5 Bijakshar illuminate her Vagbhavakut or her face. The next 5 Bijakshar illuminate the middle portion, and the next 5 Bijakshar illuminate the lower third. So now we are entering the Shakti Kut. Aruna Aruna Kausambha Vastra Bhasvat Kati Tati. She has adorned Aruna Aruna, a red sari with Kausambh flowers in it. Kausambh flowers are yellow. So she is wearing a beautiful red sari with yellow flowers on it, golden flowers. Aruna Aruna Kausambha Vastra Bhasvat Kati Tati. And she has tied that sari so beautifully. from her waist all the way covering her ankles. She has tied it, and that sari is beautiful red with golden flowers. Ratna kinkinika ramya rashana dama bhushita. And then comes her beautiful waist belt that she is wearing. It has small bells, little tiny bells at the end, and those are making kinkinika. Those are making the chan 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 sound, because she is completely Chaitanya Swarupa. And because she is Chaitanya or energy, she is always in motion. Everything that she wears is also Chaitanya, is not Jad. If you and I were to wear a waist belt, we would have to move for the bells in it to ring, to make sound, because they are Jad. They will only move upon movement. But her luminous form is, everything that she wears is Chaitanya Swarup. They all make that sound, even when she is just sitting. Ratna Kinkinika, it is studded with many Ratna. And that signifies that the Shakti Koot, which is the 5 Bijakshar, those are all the Ratnas that she is wearing in her waist belt. Ratna Kinkinika Ramya. It is looking so beautiful. Rashanadama Bhushita. Ratna Kinkinika Ramya Rashanadama Bhushita. One single name. That's the description of her beautiful waist belt, which is also studded with red stones, beautiful tiny bells attached to it that are making chan 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 sound. Kamesha Jnata Saubhagya Mardavoruddvayanvita. When the Divine Mother emerged from the Chidagni Kund, and then they got her married to Kameshwar, and then they did her Pattabhishek, made her sit on the throne. When she sat on the throne, she sat on the lap, on the left lap of Kameshwar, to announce that she is the Abhinna Ang of Kameshwar. So Mother sits on the left lap of Mahadev. And the next name, Kamesha Jnata Saubhagya Mardavoruddvayanvita. Her 2 thighs, how soft they are, only Kamesh knows. That is something known only to Kamesh. Kamesha Jnata Saubhagya Mardavoruddvayanvita. Manikya Makutakara Janudvaya Virajita. And when she sits, her 2 knees, they are Manikya Makutakara, as if a mukut, as if they are like in the shape of a crown, studded with many, many Manikya or manis or precious stones. Manikya Mukutakara Janudvaya Virajita. Her 2 knees are like that of a crown studded with jewels. Indra Gopa Parikshipta Smaratuna Bhajangika. Her 2 calf muscles, the 2 calves, which are covered so beautifully in that red sari. Indra Gopa, Gopa as in Gopaniya. She has hidden it beautifully. Indra Gopa Parikshipta Smaratuna Bhajangika. Indra and Smara are the 2 people in this name. Indra and Smar both were great devotees of the Divine Mother. They practiced Sri Vidya. So here they are brought into picture to show that Sri Vidya's last 5 letters of the Mother's Shakti Koot. That is why it's called Shakti Koot. It is the most Gopaniya. Indra Gopa Parikshipta Smaratuna Bhajangika. Then comes Gudha Gulfa. Her ankles are always hidden by the sari. Gudha Gulfa. This is a separate name by itself. Gudha Gulfa. Kurma Prishta Jayishnu Prapadanvita. And then comes her beautiful feet. Kurma Prishta. Kurma is a tortoise. Prishta is the backside. Like the backside of a tortoise, how it's raised. Her 2 feet are raised like that. Kurma Prishta Jayishnu Prapadanvita. Her 2 feet are so beautiful, completely red, little bit raised, and she has a beautiful panjan, payal, that she is wearing, and the payal also is studded with many stones, beautiful red stones, and has little bells at the end, and those bells are also Chaitanya Swarupa. They are also making the chan 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 sound, even though she is sitting still. Gudha Gulfa Kurma Prishta Jayishnu Prapadanvita Nakhadidhiti Sanchanna Navajjana Tamoguna. Her toes are like as if Chandrama, as if you take the moon and cut it into pieces. That's how her nails look. And the prakash, the light emerging from her nails, can instantly remove tamogun within the sadhak. Nakhadidhiti Sanchanna. Sanchanna is complete destruction. Namajjana is complete destruction of tamoguna. Nakhadidhiti Sanchanna Namajjana tamoguna. Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Saroruha. Her 2 lotus feet and the light emerging from those lotus feet, they are so beautiful, her 2 lotus feet, that they can defeat Parakrita Saroruha. They can defeat an entire lake filled with lotuses. Her 2 lotus feet and the abha or the prakash emerging from her 2 lotus feet can completely put to shame a whole lake full of lotuses. Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Saroruha. Shinjana Mani Manjira Mandita Shri Padambuja. Shinjana Mani Manjira. The payal that she is wearing is making the sound. Shinjana Mani Manjira Mandita Shri Padambuja. This is the beautiful description of her payal. Marali Mandagamana. When she emerged from the Chidagni Kund and she stepped out of it and walked, she looked so, the grace with which she walked, Marali Mandagamana. So beautifully, so slowly she walked. Marali Mandagamana. Mahalavanya Shevadhihi. Lavanya is beauty, because she has the unearthly beauty that our mind cannot even fathom. That's why she is Maha Lavanya Shevadhihi. Sarvaruna, she is completely red, because Aruna is Karuna. From Mahadev, who is Shuddha Sphatik, the first ray that emerges is red. That's why she is all red. Sarvaruna, Anavadyangi. Anavadyangi. Avadya is changes. Anavadya is her body is not made up of blood, muscles and skin. It is completely prakashmay. It's completely luminous. That is why her body does not undergo changes like our bodies. She is Anavadyangi, Sarvabharana Bhushita, and she is adorned with all the ornaments signifying her body is completely mantramaya. Mantra is self-luminous and her entire form is completely luminous. Sarvabharana Bhushita, Shiva Kameshwarankastha, and she is seated on Kameshwar's left half. Shiva Kameshwarankastha, that's where she likes to live. She is Shiva. She is Shiv's Shakti, Shiva. Bhav's Shakti, Bhavani. Mruda Shakti, Mrudani. Rudra's Shakti, Rudrani. So she is Shiva, Swadhina Vallabha. It is said in Lalitopakhyan that when she emerged from the Chidagni, and when Lord Brahma asked her if she would get married to Kameshwar, she said, I just have one condition. He should not stop me from doing what I want to do. And of course, he agreed. That's why the name Swadhina Vallabha came. Mother is an expression of love of the father. Father would never stop the mother from expressing her love, and the mother would never do anything except expressing his love. So either way, it's a win-win situation for both of them. Shiva Swadhina Vallabha, the one who likes to be in control. Sumeru Madhya Shrungastha Shriman Nagaranayika. When mother emerged, Lord Brahma summoned Vishwakarma and asked him to create a Nagari which would be called Shriman Nagari, Shriman Nagar. And she is the Shriman Nagara Nayika. And which place did he choose? Sumeru Madhya Shrungastha. Meru Parvat has 3 shikhar. One is the Brahma Shikhar, one is the Vishnu Shikhar, one is the Rudra Shikhar. But he chose the one that's in the center of the 3, Bendava Vasini, and that is the Bindu of the Shri Chakra. And on top of that Bindu was the Shriman Nagar, which is the Sahastrar, the Brahmarandra Sthan in our Sahastrar. Sumeru Madhya, Meru is Merudanda or the spinal cord. Sumeru Madhya Shrungastha Shriman Nagaranayika. This entire body is really Shriman Nagar because Bhandasura has already been killed. Sumeru Madhya Shrungastha Shriman Nagaranayika. And mother's feet are in the Sahastrar, and the light emerging from mother's feet is this entire body. We have taken it to be solid, we have taken it to be made out of muscles, fat, bones, etc., etc. It is nothing but absolute light emerging from the Divine Mother's feet. Sumeru Madhya Shrungastha Shriman Nagaranayika Chintamani Gruhantastha Pancha Brahmasanasthita. And in that Shriman Nagar is the Chintamani Graha. And in that Chintamani Graha she lives. And what is Chintamani? The mind that constantly is in contemplation. Because the mind thinks, I am doing this, I am doing that, I am waking up, I am going here, I. The mind thinks, I am is mind. But when the mind starts contemplating and offering its aham bhav, in such a mind becomes the house. Chintamani Gruhantastha Pancha Brahmasanasthita. And she is seated gloriously on a throne of Pancha Brahmasan. Mahapadmatavi Samstha Kadamba Vanavasini. Mahapadma Atavi is a forest. Mahapadmatavi Samstha, which is the Mahapadma, the Sahastrar, is the 1,000-petaled lotus. Mahapadmatavi Samstha, that's where she lives. Kadamba Vanavasini. Her Manidvip has many Kadamba Vriksh, and in between Sudha Sagara Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayini. In the Sudha Sagar Madhyastha there is a little island. That island has many Kadamba Vriksh. That island is full of lotuses. In the middle is a Chintamani Graha. Inside that Chintamani Graha, the Divine Mother sits on the Pancha Brahmasana Sthita. And who is she? She is Kamakshi, Kamadayini. Kamakshi is the one who can fulfill all the desires of the devotees just by her glance. Akshi is glance, eyes. Kamakshi, Kamadayini. She will fulfill every desire just by her looks, but she will also bring the devotee to a point of having no desires except for having her. Kamakshi, Kamadayini. Devarashi Gana Sanghata Stuyamana Atma Vaibhava. And when she was gloriously seated on the throne, all the devas, the rishis, the ganas, they all did stuti of Atma Vaibhava, realizing that she is their soul, she is the Atma within. They all did stuti of the Divine Mother when she was seated gloriously in that Pancha Brahmasan in the Chintamani Graha. Such was the glory with which the Divine Mother sat there. Bhandasura Vadhodyukta Shaktisena Samanvita. And then the Divine Mother is getting ready to go for war, to kill Bhandasur. How compassionate. Because the Jiva has recognized his or her inability to kill the Ahambhav, to kill the Bhandasur within them. So the Divine Mother herself, with her entire Shakti Sena, goes to war for the devotee. Bhandasura Vadhodyukta Shakti Sena Samanvita. This name means to kill Bhandasur. To kill Bhandasur, she put the entire Shakti Sena together. And where did she get the Shakti Sena from? From her own luminous body. All the rays emerging from her luminous body, personified and became Shakti Sena. From everything that she holds in her four arms is all Chaitanya Swarup of the Divine Mother. She holds a rope and an ankush on the top two arms. From the ankush, which controls elephants, emerged Sampatkari Devi. Sampatkari Samarudha Sindura Vraja Sevita. So from her ankush emerged Sampatkari Devi, who was the chief of the entire elephant army, walking in the front. From the rope came Ashwarudha Dishtitashva Koti Koti Bhiravruta. Ashwarudha Devi emerged from the rope, from the pash that she is holding. And she was the Adhipati or the chief of the Ashwabal or the horses. So this is Shakti Sena emerging from the Divine Mother. Sampatkari Devi signifying mindfulness. Ashwarudha Devi signifying the constant vague in the sadhana, the constant pace of the sadhana. So Sampatkari Devi, Ashwarudha Devi, Chakra Raja Ratharuda Sarvayudha Parishkrita. And the Divine Mother herself was gloriously seated in the Chakra Raja, which is the Shri Chakra herself. That is her Rath. She rides the Shri Chakra. Chakra Raja Ratha Arudha. Chakra Raja Ratha Arudha Sarvayudha Parishkrita. And she has all the weapons with her. And she is going to war for us, for you and me. Isn't that heights of compassion, heights of love? Chakra Raja Ratharudha Sarvayudha Parishkrita. Geya Chakra Ratharudha Mantrini Parisevita. And from the Shri Chakra, another chakra emerged, which is the Geya Chakra. And in that Geya Chakra, the mother's form that was riding the Geya Chakra was Mantrini Devi. Mantrini is the Mantra Shakti or the Jnana Shakti. Geya Chakra Ratharudha Mantrini Parisevita. Kiri Chakra Ratharudha Dandanatha Puraskrita. So on one side, Geya Chakra emerged from the Sri Chakra. On the other side, Kiri Chakra emerged from the Sri Chakra, and Dandanatha Devi was riding that Kiri Chakra. Dandanatha Devi is also called Vartali, and she is the Kriya Shakti. Mantrini is the Jnana Shakti, Dandanatha is the Kriya Shakti, and the Divine Mother herself is the Ichha Shakti. Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti Swarupini. These are all emerging from the Divine Mother herself. The entire Shakti Sena is Divine Mother's light emerging from her body. So Geya Chakra, Ratharudha, Mantrini Parisevita. On the right side is Mantrini Devi. On the left side is Dandanatha Devi. In the front is the Sampatkari Devi. Behind is the Ashwarudha Devi. And thousands and thousands of elephants in the front, thousands and thousands of horses in the back. And surrounded by all this, in the center is Chakraraja Ratharudha Sarvayudha Parishkrita. Jwala Malini Kakshipta Vanni Prakara Madhyaka. And then emerged the Jwala Malini Devi. And the Divine Mother ordered her to create a circle of fire around the entire Shakti Sena as the Shakti Sena was moving forward to kill Bhandasur. So that's what Jwala Malini Devi did. Jwala Malini Kakshipta Vanni Prakara. Prakara is a wall. Vanni is Agni or fire. Vanni Prakara Madhyaka. The entire Shakti Sena was walking in the middle, and there was a ring of fire around the Shakti Sena. Such is the protection of the Divine Mother for a sadhak. Her own powers emerge out to protect the sadhak. Jwala Malini Kakshipta Vanni Prakara Madhyaka Bhanda Sainya Vadhodyukta Shakti Vikrama Harshita. Bhanda Sainya Vadho, and to kill Bhandasur and his entire kingdom, Shakti Sena was doing Jai Jaikar, Harshita, looking at the enthusiasm of the Shakti Sena to go and kill Bhandasur and his entire empire. Mother was absolutely ecstatic to see her Shakti Sena being so happy about it. That's the meaning of the name Bhanda Sainya Vadhodyukta Shakti Vikrama Harshita. She was extremely elated looking at the Vikram or the Virata or the bravery of the Shakti Sena. Nitya Parakramato Nirikshana Samutsuka. And then emerged the Nityas from the Divine Mother. And Mother asked them to stay at 15 points outside of the ring of fire, constantly paying attention to every single direction to make sure absolutely nothing comes to the Shakti Sena. So all the Nityas were placed at the 15 places. Nitya Parakramatopa Nirikshana Samutsuka. This name really means the Divine Mother who felt absolutely elated at the parakram of the Nitya Devis who were so watchful in each and every aspect during the war. Bhandaputra Vadhodyukta Bala Vikramanandita. And when the war started, many of the Bhandasur's people were getting killed. So first Bhandasur's sons said, you know what, these are all women. We will go and take care of them. You need not worry. So Bhandasur's sons came to fight. And when Bhandasur's son came, Bala Tripura Sundari, which is the Bala Swarup of the Divine Mother, emerged from within the Divine Mother, and the Bala Swarup said, I'm going to go fight these people. So when the Divine Mother saw the Bala Swarup, and her Vikram is her Shaurya, her bravery, she was absolutely ecstatic. Nandita, she was elated seeing the valor of Bala Tripurasundari, Bhanda Putra Vadhodyukta, Bala Vikramanandita, Mantrinyamba Virachita, Vishukra Vadhatoshita. Most of the books have Vishang Vadhatoshita, but it needs to be corrected to Vishukra Vadhatoshita. Mantrinyamba killed Vishukra, and Vishang was killed by Varahi Devi or the Dandanatha Devi. Mantrinyamba Virachita Vishukra Vadhatoshita. Vishukra, who is the brother of Bhandasur, was killed by Mantrini Devi. Vishanga was killed by Varahi Devi. You can literally go to Google and put Mantrini Devi and you will see beautiful pictures of Mantrini Devi, Varahi Devi, Ashwarudha, Sampatkari, Nityas, all of these images just to see how beautiful Ma looked in all these forms. Although they have different functions, they have different roles to play, they all emerged from the Divine Mother. They are all various forms of the Divine Mother. Vishanga Pranaharana Varahi Viryanandita. Kameshwara Mukhaloka Kalpita Shri Ganeshwara. After the sons of Bhandasur were killed, and after Vishukra and Vishang were killed, Bhandasur used a Vigna Yantra. Because he had lots of power, so he used a Vigna Yantra, and he just, without anyone knowing, he just threw it inside that Prakar, Jwala Prakar. Because the entire Shakti Sena was walking surrounded by Jwala Malini Devi's power. But somehow he managed to throw that Vigna Yantra through the Akash Marg. And now once this Vigna Yantra landed inside the Shakti Sena, the entire Shakti Sena became Nirvirya, and they didn't want to fight anymore. They became lazy, they were sleepy, all these things started happening. Realizing what had happened, the Divine Mother, who was always seated on the left lap of Kameshwar, looked at Kameshwar lovingly. Kameshwara Mukha Alok. She looked at him lovingly and she smiled. Kameshwara Mukhalok. Mukha Alok. Alok is that beautiful smile. She just looked at Kameshwar and she smiled gently. From that smile, and he smiled back, from the union of that smile emerged Shri Ganeshwara. Vigna Yantra had to be removed, and recognizing that, she looked at Kameshwar and she smiled, and he smiled back. From the union of that smile emerged Shri Ganeshwara. Mahaganesha Nirbhinna Vigna Yantra Praharshita. And what did Shri Mahaganesh do? He completely removed, he found out where that Vigna Yantra was, and he removed the Vigna Yantra. Mahaganesha Nirbhinna Vigna Yantra Praharshita. Bhandasura Nirmukta Shastra Pratyastra Varshini. And after that, Bhandasur had to come to fight. And when Bhandasur came to fight, the Divine Mother herself went to fight him. Bhanda Surendra, because he was the king, Surendra, of which Nagari? Shunyaka Nagari. So for every Shastra that Bhandasur used, she used Pratyastra. Shastra, Pratyastra. For every, like Bhandasur, for example, used a Shastra which created rogue, which would create diseases in the entire Shakti Sena. For that, the Divine Mother used an Astra, and that Astra was Achyuta Ananta Govinda. Achyuta Ananta Govinda Astra. The chant, and all the Astra were mantras. For everything that Bhandasur could think of, the Divine Mother had a mantra, which is the Astra. So Bhanda Surendra Nirmukta Shastra Pratyastra Varshini. And then Karanguli Nakhotpanna Narayana Dashakrutihi. Kara Anguli. Kara is her hands. Anguli is the fingers. Nakha Utpanna. Nakha is the nails. From the nails, from her 10 nails, emerged Narayana Dashakriti, Dasha avatar of Narayan, who also joined her in the fight. Karanguli Nakhotpanna Narayana Dashakriti Mahapashupatastragni Nirdagdhasura Sainika. And then finally, the Divine Mother used Pashupati Astra. And the Agni, or the fire of the Pashupati Astra, completely destroyed all the Sainik and the entire army of Bhandasur. Mahapashupatastragni Nirdagdhasura Sainika. Finally, she used Kameshwarastra. Kameshwarastra Nirdagdha Sabhandasura Shunyaka. And then finally, she killed the entire Bhandasur clan, which means Bhandasur, along with his children, along with his wives who were pregnant with children, she killed them all. And what astra did she use? She used Kameshwarastra. Bhandasur's children, his pregnant wives, these all signify our karmas in Bij form. The Divine Mother used the Kameshwarastra, which is when one becomes desireless. Even the karmas which are in the seed form are also removed. That's why she used the Kameshwarastra. Nirdagdha Sabhandasura Shunyaka. Shunyaka, the Shunyak Nagari was entirely destroyed by the Kameshwarastra. Desirelessness, complete annihilation of all desires, is the annihilation of Shunyak Nagari. And that's what happened. Kameshwarastra Nirdagdha Sabhandasura Shunyaka. When that happened, Brahma, Upendra, Mahendradi, Deva Samstuta Vaibhava, they all glorified the Divine Mother and her Leela, because this is entirely Leela Vigraha. So, Brahma, Upendra is Indra, Brahma, Indra, Mahendra, Adi, all the Devas, all the Rishis, Samstuta, they did stuti by singing her glories, Vaibhava. Brahma, Upendra, Mahendra, Adi, Deva Samstuta Vaibhava. So this is how the Divine Mother, with her entire Shakti Sena, every aspect of that Shakti Sena being the Mother herself, fought and killed Bhandasur completely. This is truly a journey of a sadhak, how the Divine Mother lovingly fights for the sadhak and takes him to the state of ultimate desirelessness. So this was Lalita Charitra. Further, we have further names and we will take them up next time. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Jagan Matruke Pahimam Pahimam Pahimam.